Welcome to this episode of the Level Cap Podcast featuring all things Level 99 games, weird voices, news, or otherwise.
I'm gonna be the otherwise in this particular segment, Marco. What is that voice?
I don't know. I was testing some new stuff with my mic and figured out that I could actually do this weird shrill voice. I have no idea what the practical applications are.
This sounds like a character that I've heard before in like a movie or anime or something, but I can't put my finger on it.
It sounds like those animes with like the trickster characters that are really annoying and everybody doesn't like. That one.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. So how are you on this wonderful New Mexico morning, Brad? I take it that some things did not go really well this morning.
I just had an early call with the with our printer who's in China. There were a few concerns we had with the Temporal Odyssey and Professor Treasure proofs. However, they assured me that those were just because it's a white proof, and then they weren't indicative of the final product quality. There were just some quality issues, like some of the images were printed at a lower resolution, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's just the digital color check. You don't need to worry about that. That's gonna be fixed. That's gonna be not what the final is gonna look like." So
okay.
Stuff like that. So they were very reassuring about all of that. But anyway, Professor Treasure and Temporal Odyssey, the parts that like the boxes and the cards, everything, the quality of the games looks really, really good. There were just some problems with the digital proofs, the ones that come on a big roll of paper, that we weren't too sure about.
Well, if you don't know what a digital proof is, listener, it's you listen to that previous episode of the podcast about printing.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever seen a card sheet for like any game at all, it's basically card sheets.
Times 10.
Yeah, well, I think there might be 10 of them here on my desk.
Oh man, how cluttered is your desk?
I try not to keep it too cluttered. Let's see, I've got some bills. I've got 5 rolls of paper right now, which are the digital proofs. I've got my appointment book, and my computer, which is propped up by Funko Pop figures.
Are you serious?
The hinge in the back of my monitor is broken, and I never have time to go get it fixed, so I just prop it up with Funko Pop figures.
I see. I'm not sure whether that shows that Funko Pop figures are good or that they're bad. Are they good because they are practical?
The box is good.
I see. Okay. I really had this cool Funko Pop figure. My partner gave me a Funko Pop John Cena, and all they gave me was like the box with nothing inside, and I'm like, haha. That was pretty funny. And then they gave me the John Cena Funko Pop afterwards. It sits prettily on my desk at home. So, Brad, we have a wonderful docket for all of the listeners tonight. John Cena, regardless. We will be talking about some interesting things. We're going to be talking about what we've been doing. We're going to have a special character of the week segment, and we're going to go to our 99 question. So without much else to say, Brad, let's move on to what we've been doing. As usual, Brad, every week we talk about what we've been doing. So I want to know, Brad, what have you been doing?
Well, I have been doing a lot of work on Seventh Cross, which I'll tell you about later on in the show. But I have finished Subnautica.
Oh wait, you could finish Subnautica?
Yeah, I finished Subnautica. I totally opened the dev console and cheated in the last hour of the game because we had an appointment. We had a dinner appointment with some friends, and I really wanted to finish the game, so I just cheated the last materials I needed and finished it. Yeah, sorry, Marco. But once you've collected, 500 lithium from the bottom of the ocean floor, you know how to do it. You don't need to go 1,000 meters down and do it again. You can just type "give lithium 10" and move on with your life.
Okay, that's fine. Was it a satisfying ending despite being a cheater?
Yes, it was a good ending. I was really happy with it. I mean, like once you get to the alien base in the middle of at the bottom of the ocean, you've pretty much won the game. It's just that you also have to build your rocket at the end, which is just getting a lot of materials. And so I didn't feel like going down and getting all the materials for my rocket, so I just consoled for the rocket parts and flew away.
I see. Okay. Anything else? I mean, like Subnautica.
Yeah, I tried out Battle Right, which you recommended to me, I think.
Heck yeah, man! Great game.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've only played a little bit. It seems like the gunner is on a tier above everyone else.
Are you talking about
Uh,
Jade, like the girl with the
yeah,
sniper?
yeah. That may just be because I'm in the noob category, but she seems like a noob killer,
Yeah,
and
she
I've
is.
gotten killed. Um, so I don't know. I got to play some more and see what the balance is like at the higher levels. But it looks like a really cool game. I do feel like, and I've only played 2v2 so far. I haven't gotten to try a 3v3. But I do feel like the arena is pretty big for what it is. You don't get there's a lot of space. And
Yeah.
the orb minigame is cool, but it'd be neat if there were like 2 or 3 different minigames besides just the orb. That's my so I guess more like Power Stone or Power Stone 2, where the stages have events that go on continuously in the background. That would be the change I'd like to see in the game. But I think it was a pretty cool game overall.
Yeah, it's they have what do you call this? They have a mode wherein there's extra mini games. So like
Oh, they do. Okay.
yeah, so it's like aside from the orb, there's like minions and stuff. It's like turns into a quasi mode MOBA. So it's kind of interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of like different modes and stuff. But yeah, 2v2 is heavily unbalanced, if I remember correctly. Like 3v3 is where the balance is choice, as far as I know. Because in 2v2, what happens is essentially if one team doesn't have a healer, I think you guys auto lose, I like, or something along those lines. Because it's like
it's been the reverse experience. If one team does have a healer, that team auto loses because the healer can't out damage the DPSs. At least not in noob tier levels.
Yeah, because like it's all about the math in battle, right? Like the deep mechanics of the game are like there's unrecoverable health and there's recoverable health and all that stuff. Like if you have 200 health and you take 30 damage, the healer can heal that off. But if you take 50 damage, you can only heal 10. So like if every time you reach past a threshold of 40, your maximum healable health drops.
Okay.
Yeah. So math. So yeah.
Interesting. Well, it's a cool game. It's a cool game. I'm looking forward to trying more.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, we should play sometime, so long as the servers.
Yeah, we should team.
Yeah, and hopefully I carry you.
Hopefully.
All right.
I may be uncarryable in this game.
Who knows, Brad? Maybe you're a secret prodigy, like in them shonen mangas.
Yeah. The sad truth is there are shonen mangas about such what's the word I'm looking for?
Things.
I would say such unuseful talents. Where you're trying to be a prodigy in a talent that's just like you play this one game really, really well, but it happens to come up in all these situations, and it's totally unrealistic,
Yes. Speaking of which, Brad, are you ready for my thing?
Yeah. What have you been playing, Marco?
No, I haven't been playing.
Or doing.
I've been reading shonen mangas.
Oh no, more shonen mangas.
Yes, but this one. Okay, let's broach this. I like anime. That's no secret.
Marco.
My favorite genres are. I have two favorite genres of manga / anime. One is romantic comedies. The other one is cheesy, over the top shonen manga. But I hate Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach
because they take themselves too seriously.
No. More of because I guess like kinda in that sense, but more of like it's kind of boring because like all shonen manga is like we take one thing and then we exaggerate it. Like for Bleach it's exorcists, right? And for One Piece it's pirates, and for Naruto it's ninjas. But like those are already cool things. So I always love it when a shonen manga takes something that's boring or like typically stupid or typically like not exciting at all, and then gives it the flavor to make it exciting. So
like Hikaru no Go or
exactly
what's the other one, like Yakitate Japan.
Hey, baking bread's exciting, okay?
Yeah, real exciting. I've done it before, and let me tell you, they make Yakitate makes it a lot more exciting.
So I've been reading. So I've watched all 75 episodes of basketball shonen anime called Kuroko no Basket, and
Uh-huh.
it is atrocious. So I'm not one for sports, mostly because I don't understand the strategies behind it. But literally, this is like a shonen manga wherein they take basketball and they give the players those crazy powers. They don't actually have real superpowers, but like they exaggerate the way they play the game such that it seems like
So it's NBA Jam then, or
it's
NBA Street. It's NBA Street.
it's kind of like no, it's even worse. Like for example, the main character, his name is Kuroko. He's a very timid character. Like he doesn't speak up so often, and he doesn't have an intimidating presence. And he's like way shorter than everybody else on the team. I think he's like a 5'3", 4 inches or something. And so basically, he's a forgettable kind of person because he has no striking features. And then that translates into the way he plays basketball because he also knows sleight of hand magic. So what he does is that he redirects your attention with the ball. So he like does sleight of hand to misdirect your line of sight somewhere else. And then because of that, plus his lack of presence, the manga goes like, he is invisible. And like, so he completely disappears from the court. And all the other players are like, where are those balls coming from, huh? Who's passing that ball? Where did the ball go? And then they're like also confused.
Wow.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah, shonen manga.
Shonen manga's great. I mean, like, it gets really atrocious because it's like, at some point in the story.
Yeah, it's just that. It's just like that. Like,
yeah,
that's the whole thing.
He gets stronger over time too. So like at some point in the story, the other teams realize, oh wait, if we just keep playing the game, we'll eventually realize that he's on the court. And his misdirection and visibility will run out. He has a timer on it. All right, let's just keep playing against him. So they keep playing against him. And eventually it does run out. So he passes the ball and they're like, aha, we see you. And, without the invisibility thing, the main character actually has no athletic skills whatsoever. So he sucks. He can't do anything except pass the ball and be invisible. So people just keep stealing the ball from him and stuff like that. And then the coach was like, haha, you've fallen into our trap. We wanted you to see him. And then, because of that, apparently, now that people can see him, he can now misdirect people by instead of making them focus on the ball, instead he makes them focus on him. So that has the effect of basically making his teammates, quote unquote, invisible because instead of
oh my gosh. I can just see the panels like what? Now the entire team's invisible. What's happening? I can only see this one guy. Oh no, they're running circles around us.
Yes, exactly. It's so great. I mean, like
explosions in the background, and then like something like horribly Japanese, like he's sitting there on the court just eating Odin or something.
Yes,
and then and then the game ends and. Oh my goodness!
Yes,
yeah, it's shonen manga.
It's great.
What can you say? There's nothing more to say, really.
Okay, and after watching all 75 episodes of that, I realized that the author of that manga actually has another manga, and this one's about golf.
Oh no, that sounds even worse.
It's way worse because it's like this is golf. Like this is the least exciting sport, and literally like the characters are just all really intense. Like for example, there's this one guy who can shoot like a hook shot that curves really sharply, and they call it the Viper's Fang or something. And when he hits the ball, like the ball turns into a serpent snake that curves and enters into the.
Wow, this is like Overwatch level.
Yes, exactly. And that's why it's my favorite genre of manga, Brad, because it just I don't know, it turns things that I find to be mundane into something really exciting. And you just got to laugh at yourself a bit. I'm pretty sure these kinds of mangas don't actually take themselves seriously, but the fact that the characters in them do take the sport seriously, it's really funny to me. So
I think there's something interesting about like these kind of mundane situations becoming supernatural, and I think for kids who are like what am I going to do, and they see this guy play golf in this really crazy way, they're like, oh, I could be a golf star too, and then it's interesting to pursue that. Like it gives you the feeling that like the world is not finished yet. Because you get discouraged, right? Like you see people like say like I watch like a professional basketball game, right? And I see some of these players, and I'm like, well, I could never play basketball like that. I guess I'm just never going to be into basketball. But you read the shonen manga, and somebody like discovers this new way to play basketball that is completely out of the ordinary and off the wall and never been seen before, and you think to yourself, well, maybe there's still something to discover in that space.
Yeah.
And I think that is maybe what keeps these interesting.
It is. I think that's one aspect of shonen manga that I really like Naruto's and One Piece's aside, is that they take this concept and they just run with it, right? Like, as much as we make fun of it, like the archetypal shonen manga is like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Is literally just people playing a board game or a card game, and like it turns into world-ending proportions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, maybe in the heads of us, like in the heads of at least a shonen boy, the world is magical. A simple card game.
All boys are shonen boys.
That's true. All right, so that's what we've been doing. If you guys want me to talk more about my stupid love for shonen manga, it's gonna be great.
If you want to share what you've been doing, share it in the comments and tell us what you've been watching or playing or listening to or reading.
Yeah, any media will be absolutely welcomed. Okay,
we need some recommendations.
Yeah, I mean, like, I really would want to get into some certain manga if you guys want. I mean, safe, family-friendly manga, please, or things we can actually talk about on the podcast. Just saying.
Yeah.
All right, so that does it for this segment. But Brad, I have to ask you, what's our following segment going to be all about? Are we going to do a character of the week? Are we going to do a pipeline? Or are we going to do something else?
So let's talk about current events in the world. There's one thing that's been taking the news by storm. It's been at the top of my newsfeed every day. It's been in all the papers. It has been the focus of an entire generation. That is the BattleCon Online fan tournament that's going on right now, in which I'm participating.
The Argent Arena, Brad. The Argent Arena.
Yeah, but that makes it sound like we're playing Argent, so I just said it was a BattleCon fan tournament. That's what it is. There's no actual Argent being played here. Sorry, Trey.
Who knows? Maybe that's like, maybe somebody brings Ernie and they hit with their overdrive finisher and they play Argent.
Well, Ernie is not in BattleCon Online, so that is not a worry.
Okay.
However, an Argent tournament might be fun at some point. I wonder.
How would that tournament structure work? Anyway, back on the topic.
I don't know. I feel like Argent is already a tournament in and of itself.
Exactly, right? So it's like, is there only going to be ever 6 players?
Maybe you have to play the qualifier games of Argent to get into the big game.
Oh man, that would be really cool. Like the finals would be a 1-on-1-on-1-on-1-on-1-on-1?
Something like that.
Anyway, so how was your experience with the Argent Arena, Brad? I mean, have you played your games yet?
Yeah, so I played 2 rounds so far. I played mostly. So the reason I joined, this is a fan tournament. It's not like official level 99, but we did offer some prizes, and it's for the alpha test for BattleCon Online. So we've got now about 17 characters in the game, and I have not gotten to play as much BattleCon Online as I wanted, and so I wanted an excuse to really get involved with the game and see how it was playing and how fans were enjoying it. And anyway, so that's the real purpose behind my experience, was to see what the game looks like from the inside, from the community, and maybe do a little bit of debugging on the side, whatever.
All right.
I picked a team of 3 characters: Kimbe, Marmalie, and Caesar.
A pretty strong team.
Because I wanted to pick the I don't know if it's that strong, but I wanted to play the characters that were brand new. Except for Mikhail, because I was not. I don't like the seal mechanic too much. I feel like his hand's a little too tied, so I didn't do Mikhail, who's our latest fighter. But anyway, that's my team, and I got horribly crushed in the first round, and then I managed to win in the first round of the losers bracket. Ooh. So now I'm climbing my way back up to the top, and we'll see, where the legend or where the legend ends.
The Legend of Brad.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so excited.
Ended in round 3. But you can watch my matches on YouTube.
Yeah, they're up on either Fast Hippie's channel or Bird's channel. Take your pick. I'm pretty sure they're on Bird's
Yeah,
channel.
you should put a link, post a link, Marco.
The link for which will be found in the description down below. I mean, I'm always really excited whenever our fans do stuff like this. I mean, like, we posted that. I don't know if you got to listen to it, but like there was a 1 hour and 10-minute discussion between me, Fast Hippie, and Wind Up Bird, talking about tournament metas. Because this is actually I think this is the first time that we've actually made tournaments, quote unquote, globally available in a sense, right? Because anyone can play. And no matter what time zone you're in, no matter what country you're in, you can play. I mean, like, we've had Worlds, but only people who get to go to the cons get to play at Worlds, So, this is really interesting because lots of talent is popping up. I mean, like, the dark horse from the last tournament, Elephant. Though I don't think Ali counts as a dark horse anymore. She's like, she has like, what, 700 games under her belt? So it's like, ugh.
I don't know if I met Elephant in person. I don't know. It's very hard for me to connect real names with like real people's faces and names with their online personas. So I just consider all the people at a physical tournament and all the people online as different people. Except Charles,
okay,
who like I actually know his handle is Moon Knight,
yes.
But and Daniel, whose handle I've renamed to Daniel H, and that's about it. Everybody else, I just assume they're online only.
I'm pretty sure. Okay, you know what's really cool? If you haven't listened to the discussion we had, we talked about Elephant, and one thing that really makes Elephant really special, in my opinion, is that Elephant has never touched a physical copy of BattleCon ever.
Oh wow!
And they have over double my games. So
yeah, so the round recorder is really cool. Like my opponents in these things had like over 200 games played each on BCO only.
Wow.
So not including any other additions or sheets or anything, like 200 logged games. And if you think like a game of BattleCon is about 20 minutes long, that's like over that's like over 2 full days of playing BattleCon.
Yeah, pretty much. People love your
wow.
game, Brad.
Like it's pretty inspiring that like that many games are taking place. So I think, I mean, I don't know how many people have been playing BattleCon over the 5 years, but I would wonder if more games of BCO haven't already happened than like all the BattleCon physical copies.
Ooh, that's an interesting question to ponder, huh?
Because it's so easy and accessible to just pick up and play.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure like every day at least like 30 something games get played for BCO at least, right? And that's
I think it must be even more than that because I know there are at least 30 people that play one game a day. So
yeah,
there must be some of those that play 2 or 3 or 4. Especially now that we have Quest up. I mean, like you said, like Elephant has like 700 games logged.
Yep.
Like, and that's just like BCO. So
yeah, I mean it's insane.
It's pretty crazy. So I'm really happy about what BCO is going to do for the accessibility of BattleCon.
I'm so happy too. I'm so happy.
It's exciting. It's really cool. But my tournament experience has been a lot of fun. The game is really smooth to play, and there were a few little snafus with like the timing of friend matches. So we're always finding a few little bugs to clean up, but on the whole, like everything ran without a hitch, and that was pretty good.
You know what my only complaint is?
What's that?
I can't do emotes. So like I can't make my characters trash talk the enemy.
No bad manners for you, Marco?
No bad manners, man. Like this is like the way I play BattleCon is like I play BattleCon really slowly, right?
I didn't know that actually.
Okay, so every game of BattleCon for me takes an hour and a half. Like real life BattleCon takes an hour and a half. Because
people must hate you.
No, because I play with slow people too. Because we eat while we're playing, we chat. Sometimes I set my attack pair, and then I just spend the rest of like the next 5 minutes taunting my opponent while they pick. So like, I sometimes set down my attack pair, and I'm like, "Hey, this is a dodge. I'm totally dodging right now." And he's like, "Yeah, right, Marco. Yeah, no, seriously, I'm dodging. I'm dodging." And then like after 5 minutes of just me going like that, they're like, "You're not dodging." And then I dodged. I'm like, "Haha."
Well, thankfully you can't get away with those shenanigans because you only have 90 seconds on BattleCon Online.
Darn it. My true ability, like my shonen ability to
your shonen ability has been... You just gotta find a new way. Like Like,
What?
I don't know. How would you, I guess you could do text.
Oh, I
You
could.
have to increase your power level so much that you can do it with pure text.
Yeah, and so I have to friend them first and then add
Yes, your
them.
opponent sees the friend request and they're like, oh no, his friend request pinged. Should I accept it? If I accept it, he'll be able to taunt me. But if I don't accept it, then I'll know he'll be silently taunting me, and the taunt that my mind could come up with probably worse than the real taunt that he could come up with. Oh no, what do I do?
It's the
And
untenable
then,
situation. Mark a secret power, the ability. No matter what you pick, you lose.
to add friends. Yep. Yep, that's the power of friendship.
Oh my gosh, the power of friendship. Brad, we've done it. Shonen, BCO, manga. Do it.
Oh, yeah.
Radio play. We will make a radio play. I'll be the main character. My name will be Kazehara-kun. And you can be, I don't know, like, Aomine Doiki. Or, I don't know, man. Just,
You're awful good at coming up with these random shonen names.
no, I just randomly took a bunch of shonen names that I like from the basketball mangas and stuff and just kind of like
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I think yeah, I mean there's some shonen aesthetic to Battlecon. I think.
Oh.
Hikaru definitely. Maybe Clive too.
Yeah.
Get him.
I mean, we can.
Oh yeah, our next character is Evil Hikaru.
Are you serious?
Well, no, it's a Nath first, but then Evil Hikaru.
Okay. Oh, so here's an interesting.
So excited. I'm so excited for fully voiced over Evil Hikaru.
Okay, is he just gonna be a Hikaru, but with like that Darth Vader filter on top that makes him sound evil?
Probably, same voice actor for Hikaru, but with some filter on top, and and saying evil stuff instead.
All I need is one good punch versus
like
all I need.
like Hikaru. Yeah, so he's not like Hikaru but evil in the way that like Evil Ryu is Ryu but evil. He's more like Bizarro Hikaru, where he's like an evil clone of Hikaru from another from like a mirror dimension that speaks in opposites. So yeah, so like when Hikaru's like, I need one good punch, Evil Hikaru would be like, I need one evil punch.
Yes.
And and then like Hikaru says like, here goes something, and Evil Hikaru says like, here comes nothing. And stuff like that. Like it's just silly.
Yes, I love. Wait, so this is a question I've been meaning to ask. Like,
yeah,
we're adding all of these secret boss characters to the game.
Yeah,
yeah, and what prompted this? I mean, like,
well, that was always the intention. Like when you get the code in Battlecon Online, or when you get the code in Devastation, like there's a secret code hidden in Devastation. When you type it in, you're supposed to unlock Anath and Evil Hikaru in Battlecon Online. Like, it's supposed to be the player reward for purchasing the big box games was those bonus bosses. So they're not, but obviously Battlecon Online has taken so long that like games came and went, and so we just printed the physical ones. But they were always intended to be digital rewards. So now we're finally bringing that dream to life.
Oh man, I can't wait to play some Anath.
Yeah.
I really love Anath.
She's a cool character. Also, the other thing about Evil Hikaru is that all his style names are berserk. They're like ultimate chaos, or like pure or like pure evil, or like dark blood moon, or like those are the style names.
Yeah.
So they're like multiple words in every style name.
So he's a shonen character.
Yeah, he's a shonen antagonist. Yep.
What's his unique base called?
Devastator.
Pure evil devastator.
Yeah, exactly. Like they just sound ridiculous.
Oh man, I really like it.
It's
I was actually expecting Evil Hikaru style names to be like just reversed versions of whatever Hikaru style names are.
No, his finishers are, but his styles are not.
I see. Okay, well,
But,
man, I'm excited.
It's fun.
I'm excited.
He's a fun character.
Yeah.
We got the best alternate costume ever
for Evil Hikaru.
Yeah.
What is it?
Are you ready? Good Evil Hikaru.
Oh. Why? Like, what's the difference?
And it's the same thing. He still looks like super evil, except he's got a halo and like blue flames.
Is he petting a bunny? He better be petting a bunny.
I don't know. Maybe we can work that in.
Oh,
but,
you know what would really make it really...
That's his alternate costume.
Oh my gosh. I think it would be really funny if you just, like, imagine Evil Hikaru with all of, like, the dark purple energy, but, like, on top of all the dark purple energy, he's wearing, like, a white polo shirt with, like, brown khakis, and it's, like, tucked in.
It would look like that guy from The World Ends With You.
Yeah, kind of. Kind of, yeah. Oh, man,
Yeah.
that was a great game.
That was a great game.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so that's what I've been doing, playing BattleCon Online,
Oh, man.
and that's how BattleCon Online is developing. So, if all that sounds like a ton of fun, get involved. We posted a post on our website, which has the links to get involved and tells you all about the latest patch. We'll be posting new patches as they come out every few weeks.
Oh, speaking of which, if you're listening to this podcast in a short few hours or maybe even a day or two, Mikhail's guide's gonna come up too. So if you want to know what Mikhail's all about, it's gonna be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so we'll move on to our next segment, Brad. Our 99 questions. Are you ready for our 99 question segment, Brad? Tell me yes or no.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Welcome.
What were you gonna do? What did you have a backup plan if I said no? Just curious.
No, I would have just gotten the segment anyway.
Okay.
You have no
All right.
choice.
That makes me feel really relevant. Thanks, Marco.
Yeah, you have no choice. All right. Welcome to the 99 questions segment of Level 99 Games on the Wall, where we grab your beer bottles, feed them to you straight so that you regurgitate questions that we will then feed to our baby chicks, which will then produce answers. So,
This.
that's also my other shonen power. It's
All right. Just carry on.
It's an extension of my original trash talking shonen
I couldn't
power.
usually I can at least picture what you're talking about, and it's grotesque. But this one I couldn't even imagine what you could possibly be saying.
I mean, like we take the answers and then we feed them to the baby chicks, and then they give us we take
Where
the
did
question.
these chicks come from? Like, what are the questions? Why are they on the wall? And
No, so
then,
we take the beer bottles first from the wall,
Yeah.
and then we take them, and then they produce the question.
just move on to the questions, Marco. Just move on to the questions.
All right,
It's got too weird for me.
all right.
Just saying something since I had to put up with you weekly.
Oh my gosh! Hey, ouch! That actually hurt.
Zing.
This is your shonen power. Okay, number 1. Figurines are expensive to create, expensive to buy, but they can be a marketing advantage. Think about Amiibo from Super Smash Bros. Or Crossmaster Arena. Old players may want them. People who don't know BattleCon may want them. What do you think about making minis or figurines for characters?
I think it's really cool. Figures are expensive though, and they're not just expensive to sculpt, but they're expensive to produce. And I'll just give you some rough ballpark numbers on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So your high quality sculpt, tends to cost about $500.
Oh, jeez.
$300 if you get them real cheap or if they're simple characters, but $500 to get the sculpt, right? And then you take your sculpt and you go to the printer, and the printer's like, well, it's $15,000 to set up molding and tooling. And then once you set up molding and tooling, your figure is about 5 to 10 cents per unit. So the startup cost is incredible for these kind of figurines.
Oh, man.
Now we're gonna try it with Seventh Cross, and we've done it with Argent already.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to do multiple figurines at a time, right? So you got to put them on the same mold, and then if you want to get them pre-painted, that's like a whole other story that I haven't even gotten into. But pre-paints are pretty tough, and the figures have to be pretty big, or else pre-paints don't work as well. There's a new game, like Jasco just launched their Street Fighter Minis game, and the minis in the Street Fighter mini game look really good.
How big are they?
They're amiibo size.
Oh, geez. So that means they're like 4 inches. That's big.
Yeah, and they're really heavily detailed, pre-painted. So they're like collector quality miniatures, right? Like action figure level or better.
Oh, man.
Or statuette level, I'd say. Yeah, I got to see a couple of the sculpts in person, and I was pretty impressed. But all that to say, like getting the minis done is a super expensive endeavor, and getting them painted is also real expensive. It's the kind of thing that you have to, you have to get either all the money up front, or you have to be somebody who's already really big, like Nintendo or Hasbro, to make it make sense.
Okay.
So, I'd like to do some more minis in the future. Maybe once Seventh Cross makes $1 million, I can make the BattleCon miniatures line.
You mean?
So we'll see how that goes.
Sorry, Brad. You have to say $1 million correctly.
$1 million?
No, like
What?
$1 million.
So, well, that's not really that much money, Marco.
Okay, that's fair. All right.
Then you're supposed to say, okay, well, say $1 billion. You totally dropped it.
I'm sorry, Brad. You gotta give me a break.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, I'm dropping the ball here. Escape
no,
mechanism.
Oh no. Wait, he turned invisible. What happened? I can't even see him anymore. I can only hear.
Oh yes, I misdirected your attention to the next question. Brad, when making changes, do you find small shifts easier? Do you find big shifts easier or minor tweaks? Also, have there been a major mechanic that you cut from a game that was near heartbreaking? Yeah, like, you know, was there ever a point in time where you had to cut the big mechanic out that it just hurt you?
Yeah, I mean, that happens pretty regularly, I'd say. Like, I've done a lot of revisions. I'm on 7th Cross, like 38.2 now. But I finally nailed down the combat, and I nailed down the exploration, and everything's final, and we're just making content. So that feels pretty good. We've tested the new game about 10 times so far, and we haven't made any changes after all that. So I think it's finally ready. But anyway, I was really sad to let go of the gear grid in that game. So let go of the big tiles that lay it out to make a castle. I was kind of sad about all that stuff. Unfortunately, it just wasn't serving the goal of the game. It looked really nice on the table, but it didn't add anything to the gameplay. No. So things had to go, and it's kind of a shame. But I mean, as long as you keep good notes and development logs, nothing's really lost. That kind of stuff will come back in other games down the line.
Oh. I'm pretty sure the gear grid will come back in BattleCon, Tetris of Indians or something.
Maybe. It'll come back at some point, though.
Oh, man, I'm excited. Okay, next question, and this one's not invisible. Marco, has anything happened to the MOBA thing you were making? Well, this is a really tough question to answer. Yes and no. I mean, in terms of here's the thing. When it comes to making, look, I'm talking in the presence of somebody who makes board games for a living. But when you're making board games, as a hobby like me, oftentimes you'll make a lot of changes in your head, but they never really get onto playtesting tables, and therefore a lot of it changes, but nothing really happens, right? And I think that's a very unfortunate thing and a really bad habit of mine. I should really just I keep changing things in my head, changing things in the design doc, when in reality I should just freaking put it on cardboard and index cards and actually play the dang thing.
Yeah. It's tough though. It's tough to find the time to do all that kind of stuff. What we do is we have a weekly playtesting meeting. And so we try to tell people if you have small changes, just try and make your changes by next week and bring them. If you have big changes, try and make changes in the next 2 weeks and bring them, just so that your game keeps evolving and keeps getting closer to completion. And, keep good notes, because if you try a change and you don't like it, you need to roll back. I think that's a lot of trouble with playtesting, is that you make a change and the change doesn't go well. And so rather than roll back, you start looking for another way to pave over the change you just made. Oh. And so the game kind of can get stuck in this development hell.
Yeah, okay. It's like you band-aid the band-aid, and then you band-aid the band-aid.
Right, and you could have just pulled the band-aid off, and there was no wound there in the first place.
Magic. That's your shonen power. I think that should be a new catchphrase of mine. That's your shonen power.
Shonen power. Oh me. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Well, in the case that you just used it, right? I just pulled off a Band-Aid and there was no wound there. And you're like, that's your shonen power. What, pulling off Band-Aids? Or pulling off Band-Aids that never had a wound in the first place? I didn't actually do anything.
No, but I'm pretty sure...
It has to be applicable in some way. No,
I mean, that's your shonen power. I mean, it's a shonen manga, dude. They will find a situation where it will become relevant.
To notice when somebody's not wounded in the first place?
Yeah, why not?
I guess that could be in the basketball. He's running around with a cast on his leg. Wait, with my medical eyes, I can see that he's not even wounded. What? Yes. No, he's been playing us all along.
Oh, no.
And then the cast comes off and he turns into Rock Lee. And yeah.
That's his shonen power. But yeah, I mean, like, hey,
Thankfully, we saw it coming. That's the only reason we didn't lose the game instantly, despite that basketball's a timed game.
You're making fun of it, Brad, but somebody
I am.
in the basketball manga actually has that shonen power, where they have like the ability to assess whether a person is medically fit or not just by looking at them. So,
Oh, wow, but I am making fun of it because it makes fun of itself. That's kind of the whole point. Did you say?
yeah, I mean, like, yeah, of course.
Right.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like,
Yeah.
oh man. Look, before I divulge more, that pretty much does it for a 99 question segment. And sadly, this isn't my shonen power, but we have to end this episode, Brad. We're pretty busy boys.
Yeah, we got a lot to do today. But it was good to talk to you again, Marco. It's always fun. I always enjoy podcasting, and I'm glad that you're back.
Yeah, in case you guys
you.
didn't know, I was gone.
Yep. Everybody missed Marco.
Yeah, nobody noticed, I think. I'm invisible. See?
Oh, he turned invisible. I don't even know where Marco went, but I guess I got to end the podcast on my own now that he's gone. Yeah. So, don't forget your special action, happy gaming, and otherwise. Yeah, I think I covered all the important things.
No, you forgot to. Oh, I'm back.
Oh, Marco, I didn't even notice you there.
Yeah, exactly. That's my shonen power. So as usual, it has been me, your host, Mark DeSantos, also known as Mechanic Rick, and with me has been my amazing shonen co-host,
Brado Taruton.
Oh, Nani?
T-Rex.
Oh, okay.
Ching. Pose.
An explosion. All right. As usual, please, if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please put it in the comment section down below, and we will get to them as soon as possible. And without much else to say, don't forget your special action, and thank you, Brother Vindines. Thank you, and good night.
Good night.
Happy gaming.
It's gaming good. Marco, happy gaming good.